Hello, my loves. Day 2 of 31 days of Hecate. So, I was going to talk about the symbolism of threes that is prominent in Hecate, but somebody left a comment on my day 1 where I spoke about keys and why that symbol is so relevant to her, where they said Hecate is the mother of Jesus. Now, that blew my mind. I was like, I have never heard that before, so I have to go down the rabbit hole and research that, right? It brings up a point, though, of how one goddess in a particular pantheon, there are aspects of her all across different religions, all across different pantheons. You can always find. So for this particular one, when we're talking about, oh, Hecate is the mother of Jesus, Hecate is one of the goddesses that was known as a virgin goddess. Now, I preface this by saying as well, virgin goddesses didn't mean that they never had sex. It meant that they were, well, there's theories behind this. But what some are saying is that it meant that they were unmarried. It didn't mean that they were virgins. It meant that they were unmarried, but still were strong in themselves, right? Which, nothing wrong with that. So, but she was considered a virgin goddess. Now, the Greeks, of course, called her Hecate. The Romans, the aspect of her, that virgin goddess symbol, was Diana. When the Catholic Church came along, they had the Virgin Mary, right? And the Catholic Church, being their own form of colonizers, were continuously trying to find ways to convert the town people to Catholicism. So a lot of times what they would do is they would take whatever major deity was in that region and they would somehow try to match their stories, their people, their Virgin Mary is not really a goddess, but their ideals with pagan ones to convert the townspeople, to be like, I mean, secretly you can still do your pagan stuff, but convert to Catholicism because we have this one which does very similar, right? So across the board, Hecate, Diana, Virgin Mary, of course, is seen as like a virgin goddess, seen as the mother of all. And that is a key point because also sometimes, especially in modern paganism, Hecate is called the mother of all. And so that is really, so it's not that Hecate is the mother of Jesus. Virgin Mother is the mother, Mary is the mother of Jesus. But the aspects that she has, particularly the virgin goddess aspect of it, and that idea of being the mother of all, because she was the mother of Jesus, who was, good on that, Catholicism. Because of that, she was put together in the same way as Hecate was. Now, if we're looking historically, August 13th for the Greeks was Hecate's day. They would celebrate her with different sacrifices, with, food, all of that, because what they wanted was for her to basically manage the weather so that they're able to have, ma'am, I'm doing something. You're going to have to wait. My cat is very vocal. Girl, stop. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Anyways, she was celebrated on August 13th. Now, the celebration spanned 2 days because August 13th is when she symbolically went into the caves, right? Went into a cave to start the journey into the underworld. And then August 15th is when she came out and it was like almost a rebirth of sorts. Hence, August 15th for the Catholic Church became the celebration of the Virgin Mary. So you can see how they were like, oh, Hecate comes out on August 15th. Let's let Virgin Mary have a celebration on August 15th to celebrate. So that's kind of how they were seen as very similar together, is that they were both considered like virgin goddess. And I hesitate to call the Virgin Mary a goddess in any way, shape, or form. But for many people who call on her for whatever it is, for in their faith, in their practitioner, she is probably of goddess-like status, right? And so that's how they are put together, basically, is that certain aspects of past pantheons, of past deities, are absorbed or intertwined with a certain faith in the current time, right? Which would have been Catholicism, right? You go through Greek into Roman and then the Catholic Church. So that's how it is. So Hecate isn't really the mother of Jesus, but the Virgin Mary, which has aspects of Hecate, particularly in the virgin goddess aspect, is the mother of Jesus. Does that make sense? Anyway, I had to explain that. Because once I heard that, I was like, there's deeper meaning to that. Like there has to be a deeper history. So there it is. Hecate is not the mother of Mary, but the aspects of her which show up in the Virgin Mary. Mary is the mother of Jesus. She's still the mother of Jesus. That didn't change. Ma'am, okay, I'm gonna go feed this cat because she's being very vocal and sounding pitiful. All right, I love you guys. Day 3 tomorrow, I promise. And that works out better. Day 3 is when I talk about the symbolism of threes. See, everything happens for a reason, right? I was meant to put off the symbolism of threes until tomorrow, which is day 3. Look at that. Anyways, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.